Hello, air signs. It's Tanya. I'm getting ready to do your guys' reading. I still ain't into doing individual signs yet, but I am going to do a collective air signs. Everybody has a little bit of every element in their chart, you guys. This is just general. You can always watch the other videos. You may have a lot more earth in your chart than fire, or fire than air, or, you know, just because your sun sign is a certain element doesn't mean that's what your whole chart consists of. And that is all the energies that you are experiencing more profoundly, because it is a part of your chart. That's just a quick little message I got for you guys. Always check out your other signs if this isn't resonating, or your moon. Your North Node is an important one. I feel like, especially as we get older, our North Nodes play a big part. All right, air signs. We got the koi fish spirit. There's always enough. That's nice. If you're worried about there not being enough of something, or maybe you don't have enough to go around, either energetically, this could be materialistically, energetically, emotionally, whatever it is, you guys, there is always enough. And or if you think something isn't, can't be provided for you because there's not enough, whatever it is, love, abundance, whether that's materialistically, emotionally, there's different kinds. Oh, and then Night Watch. I am going to read these cards, guys. I've just been finding that reading them, I feel like there could be, maybe right now, I'm just feeling like a really protective energy over what you have already. I'm feeling like this could be a message to maybe, it's interesting. I'm getting really a protective, a protective energy, like you're protecting something because you think maybe you don't have enough to give or share. This could be your energy. This could be your emotions. You could be really blocking yourself off from relationships and stuff, or you could just maybe not be investing your money, time, emotion into things because you are protecting that. There's also a really nice energy to this, though, too. It's not just, it's because there's a lot of love here for either yourself or what you've acquired in your life, or what you've worked hard for. That is a strong message I'm getting. Let's look here. This is a new deck, too. It's called Into the Lonely Woods, you guys. Let's see, air signs, which is, oh, and we got two cards, so a little bonus card here. We got Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra is my air signs. Oh, and I am feeling family right away, or soul tribe, friends. You could be gifts of the lonely path. And there is a little white moth, and you might want to look up the spiritual significance of the white moth. I really do believe in animal spirit guides, messages. And then we also got the hummingbird as a messenger in this card. So I am feeling strongly to tell you to go ahead and look those up. But the hummingbird, you know, there are others like you. Gifts of the lonely path. All right, guys, let's read these. I can't wait to see what messages we can get out of the reading here. Koi fish. There's always enough. I don't remember if it came out reversed or not, guys. I may just read them both. I think it came out right. I'm not sure. The koi fish, who grows big within a small pond, reminds us that within each of us is a potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So regardless of temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance you need. The message of Koi Fish Spirit is to begin to generate wealth within, with deliberate intention, no matter how small your pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever you see it. Outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity, so begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if the riches are not yours, they soon will be. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, knowing that the moment you begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co-creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. You have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In your little pond, there is much you can create and much you can attract. Do not underestimate what you have and who you are, for Koi Fish Spirit wants you to know that you are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. Trust the outer conditions are changing to reflect that truth. So if things are changing around you, it's because Spirit is trying to give you a bigger, expand your energy. Sometimes it feels like, oh, like you can't grow in a certain place. Like, just as an example, if you grow up in a small community or maybe a certain minded home or whatever, and it's just, you don't think like that, or it's just, you're going kind of beyond the boundaries of what what your conditioned idea of abundance is. So there is more out there. There is always more out there. And sometimes we sit back and we go, I know there's more out there, and I would love to be a part of that, or I would love to contribute to that, or I would love to do that. Stop, Brady, go lay down. But the truth is, the more your energy grows, the more the area grows with you. So you may think, hold on, the mailman's here. I gotta pause this. Sorry, guys. All right. As I was saying, the real truth of it is when you change, you expand, you grow. Things around you change and expand and grow, because things can't help but pick up other people's messages, energy, because we're all connected. So if you feel like, oh, everybody around me just thinks really small, or they just don't think like me, they aren't, you know, I just feel alone, because it's like you're like, feel maybe like you just don't belong or don't fit in. Thing is, the more you express that, the more, not express the fact that you don't fit in, but express yourself as you truly are, people come to, and people can't help, not just, you know, but to respect and honor an individual for being exactly who they are, especially if it's positive and it's uplifting and it's expansive, because everybody wants to expand. Everybody wants to have different perspectives. Everybody wants to grow deep down, even if they think they're where they want to be. You always can reach for the next level of understanding, the next level of growing. There's always more to gain. And especially when you start to see people shifting their energy, because maybe sometimes, you know, this is one of those things where it's like, sometimes you have to change your energy, not change who you are, but change sitting back and not being who you are to actually change things around you. It's really a leader energy. It's really a setting an example, kind of, hey, you know, this is what I want in my life, and it does attract like-minded people. It does attract situations that are more in alignment with who you are. So that's what I'm feeling from the Koi Spirit. We're gonna read the Night Watch. You may be right now, air signs, you know, there may be a lot you're just kind of it says Tor's duty is to guide 2 young witches to Hope Coven, but while sitting night watch, he spies a light deep in the woods. Instantly, he reaches for his sword, but refrains from drawing it just yet. His first reaction is to fight. But is the light a threat, an ally, or an opportunity? He is caught between firelight and moonlight, just as he's torn between action and patience. Silently, he watches the light draw closer, and even though his protective instincts are very strong, he must act only when absolutely certain. So, you know, this is about kind of taking your time, like kind of observing kind of your environment before you jump into the environment, or before you absolutely decide you want to be a part of it, or you don't want to be a part of it, or you want to resist it, or you want to embrace it. Take your time deciding and observing if that is part of you, if it's in alignment with you, and if it's, don't just jump the gun and be like, hey, no, they're like, and assume that there's nothing there for you either. You know, that's kind of what I'm feeling the strongest is, don't assume right off the bat, because you're protecting your energy or yourself or something in your life, that it's not coming in for you. That this whatever, sometimes we perceive blessings as threats, you know, or we think that there's just absolutely no way something, we could get something from this, because it's from protecting yourself consistently, constantly. And also, you know, it's not bad to protect your energy and stuff, but I do feel like this could be, hey, might be somebody coming into your life, or a group or a situation that you're like, I kind of need this expansion, need this growth in my life. And it may be at first a little offsetting, because maybe you're just really used to being in your own, I am feeling like a loner energy, but it's like, maybe it's time to see for yourself and experience something new that's coming in that is for you. And it is, could be helpful, could be ally, but it's also saying, Spirit's also saying that could not be for all of you. Some of you may have to watch and say, I'm not gonna, you know, not assume the worst, but don't assume the best. Just stay on guard, but observe your environment. And also, another thing I'm getting is also pay attention to how you are affecting those around you and your environment, how you're changing your environment with your energy. If you go into a negative, kind of a lower vibe or a lower energy, notice how other people pick that up. So if you go into a higher energy, other people will pick that up. If you are positive and optimistic, other people will kind of, we do sponge energy off of each other. So that's why it's really important to be observant and pick whose energy we're going to be around close enough where we will absorb it, or they will absorb ours. Do we want to share this energy with them? Whether it's perceived as negative or positive, it doesn't matter. Do we want these people to absorb this energy, or do I want to absorb that energy? Because you're automatically going to. There is what I call like energy blocking, where it's really, you're very consciously aware of the energy that you're absorbing. So you put on a very strong mental, and sometimes physical blockage to that energy, because you know how it's affecting you, and you already, but it's also saying maybe you've been doing that, and to also kind of be flexible here a little. Don't just automatically, jump the gun on whatever new energy or new, maybe a new person, new situation coming into your life. Okay, air signs. And this is just for some of you. But 32 gifts of the lonely path with a little white moth. And it's kind of the moth is one of the first spirit animals that revealed itself to me, one of mine. And it's a small, you think, oh, when my spirit animal reveals itself, well, besides the owl, which as growing up, I've always loved owls and monkeys, and those are but my Chinese zodiac was a monkey, and, you know, the owl's just always been there forever. But then the moth came in, and I'm like, and it gave me a huge message. And I started on a whole nother, down a whole nother rabbit hole with, and I think that's what the message was, is to keep looking for the light, keep growing, because I was at a transitional point. And that's when your spirit animals will come through for you. And I was like, a moth? Why, you know? But moths, you just look it up, guys, okay? And it could be something here it's trying to communicate to you. Because the moth and the hummingbird are both coming through as messengers here. That's why I said to look up the animal message for those animals, if you want to. There will be times when the solitude feels blissful, the sensation of air, the scent of the bud, the song of the bird, the wisdom of the trees, the knowledge of the steady earth beneath your feet. When you are so full of the song of the world, you become one with the rhapsody of life as your soul flows forth from a small place in which it once was contained. What once was a void has now become a world overflowing with delight and discovery. What once was darkness is now filled with stars. These precious insights may never have been seen or felt or understood had you not been in isolation for a time. There are gifts here on the lonely path. Receive them and make them yours. And we did get 2 cards, so it's interesting because this was the first card. And I feel like that's where you've been. Energetically, you've been kind of finding your own little light inside and really expanding yourself beyond your own, even what you thought you could be, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years, a year ago, who knows, even a couple months. A lot can happen in time. And you're like, okay, I needed this time alone, but now, but you've kind of became a loner. I was getting that like kind of loner, hermity energy. And now there's something coming in here, I feel like, that's gonna ask you to be a part of it or to join in or something like that. And I feel like you might be a little on guard because it has felt nice. It's felt nice to be with yourself and get to know just how expansive your energy is and how much you have grown. And you may be a little on guard about letting people in right now. And then we got the card, the bonus card that came out, and there are others like you. So I really feel like this is saying, come out of that energy of where it's like that you have to show what you have really taken in during this time and bring it out to see what comes forth, see what shows up when you are truly being yourself. And you bring all these lessons and these insights out into the open where others can see them and view them and feel them. Because when we're in that energy kind of blocked, it's kind of hard to explain, but when you're in that energy block, you aren't really letting people feel you, which means they won't understand everything. It does. But I am going to read there are others like you, because I feel like that's what this message is there's something coming in here that you may be a little hesitant about, maybe a little guarded, protective over yourself, because, you know, you've been doing a lot of thinking about, hey, I got, like, it's a very independent energy I'm getting, but it's also like, I want to connect with others. It's just there's nobody here that could understand. There's nobody, this isn't enough for me. But yet there is something here in your energy that is like you, and it's maybe something you can connect with, something you can learn from, somebody you can, that their energy will be helpful for your journey and yours for theirs also. Others like you are experiencing an awakening. And this is coming through really, like, if you've been doing this this work for a little while now, and a lot of people have, because there is awakenings happening here. big stuff. The truth you are awakening to is the changing nature of your being, and the way our energy can just flow and change, and the way we can just the way we are energy, and the way we affect other energies, and the way we can harness and also focus our energy and really get really big places, you guys, with ourselves and others. It seems as if you are the only one experiencing such a profound rebirth, and this can lead you to feel bleak, believing that there is no one else who has experienced quite what you have. This is true. Your experience is unique and profound, but it is a theme that other souls are gently seeing the possibilities of their own freedom. They walk their own path, shunning the loud voices of the human world that shout their empty words into numb ears and blank minds. Excuse me. There are others like you. You are not alone in this rebirthing of the inner and outer worlds. And that is so true. I can tell you this, my own experience. It's felt, that's why I got this this specific deck, Into the Lonely Woods, because it's been felt like a lonely journey, besides my connection to the energies that I'm connected to, which is everything. But at the same time, you can feel so alone in connecting to all that. Because on the human plane, it feels like either people aren't talking about their connections with just their experiences, what they've learned, how they're growing, what they're feeling energetically. But you aren't alone, and it sometimes does, especially if you are in a small community or something. Like, we just got a really nice, like, crystal shop and stuff like that here, and I'm like, oh, it's about time. Like, it feels like it's just slow coming, but it's here, you know, and it's happening. And there are others like me. There are others that have, you know, they may have not got here the same way I have got here. They may have different experiences, different lessons, different, just a lot of different experiences in their life that have brought them to this place of being in alignment with their own energy, which is like true. That's true. Like, Each of us has our own imprint, our own energy. And really finding that and becoming comfortable with that is a process, and it takes a while. And you do sometimes just have to get to know who you are and what your energy is about. And sometimes you feel like you aren't going to be able to connect, but there is people all over going through the same feeling, you guys. So you're not alone. Once again, that's a strong message. But if something's coming towards you, or a person or a group, or maybe it's just a real opportunity to shine and show people the work you've been doing in yourself, by yourself. Like it's coming in, and I feel like this is Spirit saying, believe that. Don't believe that this town is too small, or there's not enough here. There's enough here, and you're actually creating that by expanding your energy. You're actually making more by being more energetically true to your energy, because people don't realize how much energy they actually have to give and how much that does affect. But when you start realizing that, it's you can't even wrap your head around where it ends, because it doesn't. That's the message I'm getting, air signs. So that's a really strong message, and it's a very nice message. So those are your Into the Lonely Woods cards. All right, let's get some tarot and see where you guys are at. Air signs. And this is just little collective. Like I said, check out your other signs if this isn't resonating. Whoop, we got the High Priestess. And this is that self-reflective. Not just self-reflective, but you just know that even the images you are seeing are not necessarily the whole truth. That's it. Like, what it's feeling that, it's knowing that deep down, what you're experiencing is actually only a fragment of the big picture. The High Priestess is always my big picture card, because there is always things we can't see. We humanly cannot see, but you can feel, you can understand. And it's hard sometimes for some people that aren't there to understand that those things are as real as this table, as real as these cards, as real as this everything. Everything is just as real. Just because you may not fully understand it doesn't mean it's not true, and does not mean it's not real. And there are other people that firmly believe this too. So you're not alone if that's how you're feeling. Then we got the Eight of Wands. Yep, this is that communication messages. I was saying animal spirit messages coming in. And also kind of seeing things. I feel like this is about, and then the Four of Cups. Yeah. So under the Night Watch here, we got the Four of Cups, which means there's something coming in here that, like, maybe for a while you've been in this state where nothing's just really satiating that part of yourself that you've looked at and you know it's just your spiritual part. Honestly, it's the deep spiritual part, energetic part of ourselves that we absolutely can't fulfill with anything but spirit, but energy. It's just, and something's coming in here, and there's communication here or signs, and I was feeling the animal spirit messages. So look for, pay attention to what's around you, your environment. There could be some messages coming in from animal spirits, maybe the clouds, maybe it could be anything in your environment, and it's going to help you go, hey, I'm not imagining what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing. It may not come through as clear and as tangible as this table or whatever, but I understand it because I feel it. I know what that bird's saying to me. I know what that moth is saying to me. I know what those clouds are saying to me. I know what nature is trying to show me. This energetic reciprocation with the universe. It's really a nice feeling, you guys. I love this reading. So let's go down here. And these girls are riding on the back of this huge spirit, going through the clouds, and they're looking down and looking at the trees, and there's birds flying out of the trees, and it's really paying attention to your environment. That's what I'm feeling with your guys' message. Something is trying to show you. I think Spirit's trying to show you, the universe, however you want to look at it, is trying to show you something here. And it's something that's going to make you very happy if you do not turn your back to it, because you're too busy looking at the kind of the tangible stuff that hasn't worked and hasn't felt fulfilling. Whether that's relationships or just a way, it could just be She also is just like kind of like looking down, you know. She doesn't really keep her, she doesn't have her head up looking around. She's really within herself. And maybe you've been in like kind of a hermit mode for a minute, and it's time to kind of come out of that. And then we got the Wheel. So whatever message this is, or communication this is, or insight you get from observing your environment, air signs, it's not only meant to happen, but it's meant to shift your experience, shift your experience is the best way I can word it, in a big way. It can shift it either way, depending on how you perceive it. So keep that in mind. And that's also the Night Watch card, how you perceive it. If you jump on something in a really protective or overbearing way, and it's actually meant to be a blessing, it could even be in disguise, you know, who knows? Like, it could be through animal spirit, it could be through a storm, it could be through just some kind of connection you make. But you don't, when the wheel is, I always feel this, like when the wheel is working, and this could have just happened, you could have just got these, this kind of insight or this message, and like, now you're like really reflecting on it and making those kind of connections that nobody can really see, but you understand. And I think Spirit's saying, now that you've looked at it inside, look at it outside and see how it's shifting your reality. Because that's what our energy does, is it shifts our reality and it shifts our perceptions. And then we got the Queen, excuse me, the King of Wands. This is fire energy. So I don't know if you have a lot of fire in your chart, but it is right here under the High Priestess. This could be something you're seeing about somebody who is like this insight, or this person you might be observing, or this situation. It could be, it's very passionate, spiritual, strong, confident leadership energy. So I am getting like taking the lead, like what you do with that fire energy. If this isn't you, it could be somebody else, and you're just trying to, like, maybe you sense something, like, hey, maybe this person is a lot more like me than I even ever could think. And then we got the Moon. Yeah, because there's just something here you're not seeing, but it's I feel like it's clouded by you looking at something else. It's probably something you've been doing that just maybe doesn't feel fulfilling, and there's just something here. It's like, and I always feel the wands too as like really spiritual energy. So there's like something here really, and I feel like you are kind of being guided by what's not tangible. Like there's a real psychic energy here, and an understanding that you need to wait a second, not jump in, not jump out, but just observe, pay attention to the signs, the communication, the messages that are coming in for you during this time period, air signs. Yeah, because we have the Judgment here, the choice during the will, and the communication. There's it's something calling you forward to either step out and accept some kind of offer or some kind of situation that's coming your way, and it's going to put you kind of on the spot. Like you're like, how do I put this? It's going to put you on a spot where you have to make a choice. Is this, and it's all going to come. The more you pay attention to your environment, the more sound you can be in your decision, and the decisions you make while this is happening. This is like it seems like a situation or something, or this could even just be a day, you know? I mean, this could be one day. I can't, but it could be just throughout too. Like something's just happening right now where it's like you're really, really paying attention, but you just did, and you were called to, like, hey, pay attention, look at the big picture, communicate carefully, and see where that gets you with this group or this person or this thing that maybe you were scared of. Maybe it is connecting or sharing a part of yourself, or moving or expanding yourself in some way. This is just really a lot of messages coming in here with your guys' reading, you guys. Because there's something really big happening here, I feel like. And it's something you may just be really on guard about. Let's see, under this King of Wands, the 8 of Swords. And this is keeping yourself stuck. Or, and that's kind of what I'm feeling like. Not just, this deck's a little different. So the Moose is pretty profound in this deck. And I am going to just read this 8 of Swords, because sometimes these little, they're short, but it's just, I really like the little story that comes through on these cards. 8 of Swords here, guys. Hold on. And usually, you know, this is, you know, being able to, it's weird because, like, you won't be able to, it's kind of that the High Priestess is right above it. So it's like, you know, there's something here, but you're not necessarily taking it right now. It could be to do with a fire sign, or it could be to do with taking, like, a leadership role. It could even be a new job or something, you guys. But there's some kind of, where you're like, this won't be, you know, but there's something here for you. Yeah, and this is also, a moose stands guard over a sleeping maiden. So there is something, I feel like you are protecting. Feeling safe and protected. Trust your other senses. That's the High Priestess. Don't let worries, or excuse me, security is closer than you think. So this is very, very goes with your guys' message. There's something coming in that could make you secure, make you feel good, but you may not be looking at it because you've been in this really... And this is your call, Spirit, with the Judgment card. It's like, it's your call to take this or not, to move into this, how you move. Do you move with defensive, like a defensive nature, or do you move with an accepting nature that, hey, this is here for me? Like, I feel like there's something specifically coming in for a lot of the air signs here that's for you. And it's like, do I take it or not? Like, I can't know for sure, but follow your senses, follow your intuition on this, you guys, because this is a very, like I said, I was feeling it like a very almost like psychic or intuitive energy, and you may be feeling like nobody's going to understand why I'm taking this offer or why I'm not taking this offer, because something here is telling me I'm listening, you know. So, but tread lightly. Don't get, how do I put that? Don't. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles under the Moon, and the, there could be even, you could be even really, this is also nurturing, abundance, but also she's just so, this looks like the same girl in the Four of Cups card. Only she's sitting on a rock now, and she's surrounded by people. If you were to take this opportunity or move towards this person or situation or job or group, you could be doubting your choice here. But I am feeling like intuitively you know there is something here for you. And there is. It's a nurturing experience. I feel like this could have to do with a group, or once you show this kind of this really spiritual side of yourself, or this leader side of yourself, this really confident, and move through the stuff you can't see because you're feeling it. Other people may not understand it. You may not even fully understand it, but you know you're being guided into something by something that's not necessarily clearly visible, but it's something that's abundant and nurturing, and it's just important to actually look around and see that. See what it is that the universe is bringing to you and offering you. Whether you kind of fully can wrap your head around it right now or not. Okay, air signs. On the bottom, we got the Knight of Cups. He's looking like right over these two. I am going to read that because this actually came up in the water, or Page of Cups. Excuse me. I keep saying Knight of Cups, but it's Page. This came up in the water energy too. A woman and a man bow at the feet of two giants. They are tiny and insignificant compared to the wandering beasts. The giants look out over them, searching for his destination, seeking out what you desire. Do not let distractions bog you down. You know, it is like there might be something that seems small, and this one, there was like a little light further off, but it's going to get closer. You're going to see it become expanding and becoming more of a part. The closer you let this, whatever it is, energy, signs, communication, person, whatever this is, the closer it gets to you, I feel like the more you're going to see actually why you're kind of not cut it out or not pushed it away, or why you've been walking towards it. It's going to become more clear that this is kind of it's for you. I feel like there's something here for you, air signs, and it's really, really nice. This is a really nice reading, you guys. And then the Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Otter Spirit, and this is about connecting with people you love, having fun, friendships, showing people you care, expressing that. That could be this King of Wands in the center too. Even though you don't know quite why maybe you want to show yourself or express yourself, but there's just something you feel like, hey, I'm connected to this. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm getting. And then Song of the Sea. And this is also about listening and paying attention to your environment and knowing that, and it's also, there's also like kind of a, there's emotion behind this too, you guys. And I do want to look at that real quick, that Song of the Sea, because it's, yeah, Oshina is a trusted spirit guide to witches, but being a creature of the sea, not land, her mind and language can be hard for humans to penetrate. That's what I'm feeling, you guys. There's something here, you know, you've been working on, and there's a lot of people been doing this, and they just feel like they can't communicate it. They can't talk about it. They can't share it because nobody's going to understand. Well, once you start doing that, people start showing themselves their true nature, their true energy. And then you realize, oh, wow, this is a lot more like me than I thought. This is a lot. People do understand. It's just kind of hard for us to get that. The human, but she's a creature of the sea. So it's hard for all this to sink into somebody or a situation that maybe hasn't been like in this energy for a long time. I love this. Kol Namara is a young witch seeking guidance, not to be fully communicate, but to fully communicate with Oshina, she must bear her innermost being. We trust only very few to come so close, and the act requires courage. Sometimes we trust the wrong party and thus feel betrayed. But our error was only in our choice. Having the courage to trust is never wrong, but we must be cautious and discerning. That's the Night Watch card too. There's a message here that, you know, being cautious, because, and I feel like that's really a strong message, that since this is a collective reading, don't just be accepting it, you know, because there might be some people here who are dealing with something coming in. Either way, it's going to teach you something. But maybe your instincts are right. Only you'll know that because the High Priestess is here. This Eight of Swords is here. You need to follow your feelings on this. Whether to express yourself and be a part of this or not. But I do feel for a majority, there is something really good here that you might even slightly consider not sharing yourself, not expressing your true self because you're afraid of people not understanding you. The Fortunate Companion. You guys, there's something coming in here that just understands, and it doesn't matter if you're different, and it doesn't matter if you think you don't make sense. I think there's a really strong message here of it extending your energy and your communication and really paying attention to your environment to know when the right time is to do that. So this is your guys' readings, air signs. I love it. Yours went a little longer than I had thought, but that's okay. This is a really nice message. And express yourself if need be. Don't miss an opportunity or energies coming in or signs or communication coming in that are for you. Definitely. There's something here for you. And it's something to show you that there are others like you and that you aren't alone and that it's okay to be yourself. And you're not going to, every time you turn around, you're not going to be rejected or hurt. There's something really good here, air signs. So that is your message. I hope it helps somebody, and I always thank you for coming and watching your readings. I appreciate your likes and subscribes, as always, and I will talk to you later.